Oh my god, hey!
Hello!
What state of mind are you in, Aeron James?
Tired.
Okay, jet lagged is the answer. I was going for a New York state of mind because, as the title and the thumbnail of this video has hopefully suggested to you, we're in New York! We are back on the Isle of Manhattan.
Yep.
Outside of Chelsea Market. If you've watched our other New York vlogs,
you will know we started a vlog here before.
I think this is where we started the last one.
Yeah.
Singing the song New York. Ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da. And we're going to do it again because once again we're here at Chelsea Market to get some breakfast, brunch, early lunch, food. We're going to get food. Yeah. If you don't know us, my name is Mickey Jo. I am a professional theatre critic here on social media and a content creator. This is my stagey fiancé, Aeron James.
Hello.
And we come to New York a lot. So,
yeah, we never thought we would.
No, we both made our first trip here together. Neither of us had been to New York before. March of last year.
Yeah.
We were like, trip of a lifetime, 2 weeks, and then we went back in October. And then we went back in January. Then we went back in April, then we went back in July. You can watch all of those vlogs right here on my theatre-themed YouTube channel because I'm always holding a camera. But this is our longest trip ever.
Yeah.
It's also a very interesting time to be in the country. It's Halloween tomorrow. It's a presidential election on Tuesday. Meanwhile, we are going to be seeing between 20 and 30 Broadway and Off-Broadway plays and musicals.
Crazy.
This is going to be a multi-part vlog series because there are going to be hours and hours and hours of trip here beginning today with a 2-show day down here in Chelsea Market. We're going to go get breakfast.
The two-show day is not here in Chelsea.
No, the 2-show day begins here.
Yeah.
But the shows are in fact up in Midtown Manhattan. And if you don't know anything about New York, you're going to learn some things in these videos. So come with us vicariously to go get breakfast at Chelsea Market and go see some shows. So this is Chelsea Market. We took the subway to 14th Street to get here. It's a former factory, I think, as you can tell from the rustic vibes. We have some stores, we have florists going on, everything very autumnal, very pumpkin spiced, but we are heading to the places where you can get food. There are many eateries here in Chelsea Market. I think Aaron's going to go get a bagel, but we're going to peruse our options and get something breakfasty this fine morning. This is new since our previous trips. It's piratey and also pumpkin-y. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? That's very American Halloween. I love it. Now they have so many cuisines here. They have Friedman's Lunch, which is all gluten-free, which is great for Mr. Aeron James. They have bagels, they have currywurst, they have a pizzeria, they have a steakhouse, they have a burger place, they have a sweet shop, they have Mexican food, they have tacos, there's so many things, so many options. I think we're going to go for some black seed bagels, which is very predictable and repetitive of us, but it's what we're both craving. And you can't argue with that, you can't fight it. So we are in line to get black seed bagel. Here is the menu and some of the options that you can get. Breakfast sandwiches, classic sandwiches, and signature sandwiches. And let me tell you, if you have not had a New York bagel before, they take them very seriously. And if you have had a bagel in the UK, chances are you have not in fact had a bagel. I'm probably going to get the hot honey ham. I love that sweet, savory flavor combination. Aaron's going to get his signature tuna melt on a gluten-free bagel, which is why we like to come here. There is also one in the basement of Rockefeller Plaza, and there are probably more that we don't know about. Bagels ordered. Again, regular viewers of the vlogs will remember what happened to us last time we got bagels at Chelsea Market.
My bagel got stolen.
Bagel theft. Bagel theft. Accidental.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think so, yeah. I think somebody just picked up the wrong order and walked off.
Yeah, and ended up with gluten-free bagel situation. But very kindly they gave us vouchers to redeem.
Which was very handy.
For future purchases, like multiple $5 off vouchers, which was very kind. And they made you more bagels. Yeah. But we have our little buzzer waiting for bagels, and we're gonna pick them up and then walk up the High Line, which we will show you momentarily. Success! Bagels! No bagel theft this time. Ha! Beat ya, anonymous bagel thief. Also a discovery, as we were sitting and waiting for our bagels, they do like tours.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know if that was like a New York tour that happened to be visiting Chelsea Market, or if it was a Chelsea Market specific tour, but they were touring around and trying things from the different stalls. I'd do that, that's cute. Also, so much seasonal decoration. So much Halloween. And when I say this is a very like American Halloween, we have pumpkin patches and people decorate their homes, but I think like
they're never been like a massive thing.
Even the idea of like going to a pumpkin patch and taking photos, I think has come from America.
Yeah, it's only a recent thing.
And this is the High Line. We've shown you this many times before. We try and include it on every one of our New York trips. We're doing it day 1 this time around, so possibly we will be back. That is the edge that you can see up there. That's a viewing platform that juts out over the edge of a very tall skyscraper. That one is one of the lowest down, most south viewing platforms in Manhattan, so it offers you a view of Brooklyn and also all the way going north. How was your bagel, Aeron James? It was good. That was your first time having the gluten-free everything bagel. The gluten-free bagels come in either plain or everything. I've got, let me see if I can show you. There is a lot going on here and a lot of cream cheese. A lot of cream cheese, but it's very nice. A little bit of a busy day on the High Line today. Don't necessarily assume that this is going to speed you to your destination. It's more about the journey. I'll be honest, there's little art installations along the route as well. This used to be an elevated railway line going through, I believe, the meatpacking district. There you go, as promised. Art. I don't know what that's about. Very green, very serene. The character of the High Line does sort of shift with the seasons as all this foliage grows and recedes. And right now, it's a gorgeous, surprisingly warm day for late October. We are, if anything, perhaps a little overdressed. I have told you this before, regular viewers, but the other nice thing about the High Line is because of the grid system in New York and how all of the streets are arranged in parallel and perpendicular lines. It allows you these moments where you can look all the way down completely across the Isle of Manhattan and through to the other side. If we could see clearly all the way down, we might be able to make out the East River. The Hudson's behind us, and we're on 23rd Street, I think. We're going to walk up to the top of the High Line, which takes us up towards the Midtown Manhattan Theatre District. I am mindful of the fact that I have told you all of this before, and this is all very repetitive content for people who've seen previous New York vlogs. I promise we are doing many different things on this trip. We are visiting some brand new theatres, and we're seeing lots of different shows. Today we happen to be seeing 2 shows, both of which we have seen before, earlier this year. First up, we're heading over to the Hudson Theatre on Broadway to go and see the transfer of Once Upon a Mattress. We saw this as a staged Encores concert, New York City Centre's Encores series back in January. We're seeing another Encores show on this trip. It's the reason for the trip. That is coming up at the weekend. But today, the transfer of Once Upon a Mattress, Sutton Foster and Michael Urie transferred with the show, with some new supporting cast members, which is very exciting. And then this evening we are going to see Teeth, which we saw back in April at Playwrights Horizons Off-Broadway. It's now at a different Off-Broadway theatre. It's up at New World Stages, and it's very appropriate for Halloween, which is fun. A very tonally disparate 2-show day. The vibes.
I mean, it's comedy throughout.
You know what it is? It is comedy throughout. Yeah, and they both involve beds, but people do different things on those beds. I'm going to stop talking now. It's a very busy day here on the High Line. You can see the walking traffic going on here. High Line completed. Bam! Or nearly, at least. Reasons to do the High Line, Aeron James.
It's a nice way to see a lot of the city. It's a lot peacefuler. You don't have to wait for all the traffic.
You don't have to wait for the traffic. This is true, because the grid system, much as we love it, you end up pausing at potentially every single intersection to wait to cross. And sometimes there can be a lot of walking traffic up here, like today.
It's a great way to, because they kind of say the High Line and Central Park are endless, just because they allow you to kind of have a breather and downtime and greenery.
Yeah, it's a nice walk. Love Manhattan, love New York, but nice walks especially in Midtown Manhattan, are not easy to come by. So this is a nice place to just go for a stroll without having to think about cars and people and all of the mania of it all, which we're going to experience very shortly because we are heading up to Midtown right now for our 1 p.m. matinee of Once Upon a Mattress. The High Line brings you out at the top of it at an area called Hudson Yards. Just here on the left in this building is The Shed. That is a performing arts space where I saw the Stephen Sondheim and David Ives musical Here We Are. Over here on the right is the Hudson Yards Shopping Centre. It's also the home of Edge, or The Edge. That is where you enter to go up to the big tall viewing platform that juts out that I was showing you earlier. And we also have this, which I think has reopened.
They're just queuing to go up.
For the public. They are queuing to go up. There are people up there. Wow. The Vessel, there you go. On none of our previous visits has this been open to the public for sort of slightly tragic reasons, and now accessible to the public. Maybe we will come back here when we're in slightly less of a hurry at some point over the next couple of weeks and do it for ourselves. On 43rd Street, passing a building we believe is Manhattan Plaza. The building home to many artists, actors, creatives, as depicted in the currently running Alicia Keys' jukebox musical Hell's Kitchen at the Schubert Theatre on Broadway. We are en route to the Hudson, but I think we have time. Yeah, it's 12:18. We have time. It's a 1 p.m. curtain. The curtain times are a little different to the West End here on Broadway. They're also inconsistent across days, so you do have to check. Are we doing a 1 p.m. matinee? Is it a 2 p.m. matinee? Is this a 7? Is this an 8? Is it a rogue 7:30, which you don't get often but happens? The doors to the theatre don't open quite as early as they do in London, so there's little point getting there more than half an hour before the start of the show. But we're going to try and fit in a visit to Schmackery's beforehand, which is a New York-based cookie establishment that often has promotional show-themed cookie flavors. And speaking of Halloween, is there a more appropriate spooky show than Little Shop of Horrors? Currently running here at the West Side Theatre. We're seeing it very, very soon. Not today, but soon. Great news, everybody. We did have time for Schmackery's. Woo! We did! Yay! The official cookie of Broadway, as they call themselves. Although currently, because they're doing a lot of Halloween flavors, and because stock was a little lower, perhaps they've had a rush on cookies this morning, they didn't have any show-themed ones while we were there, but we are... They're launching one on Friday. Spoilers, we will be there for the launch of that. Schmackery's cookie launch at Schmackery's in New York. The stuff dreams are made of. I'm genuinely very excited that we're here for that. We're here across 2 different months. It's late October now. It's November on Friday.
We're hopefully going to see all the Christmas stuff arrive.
Yes, but also the flavours may change, and other things will change. Playbills will change. So, all going on. Interesting, if you can plan a trip that goes over multiple months, you'll see different things happen. If you care about stuff like that. We care about stuff like that. These are the non-theatre themed cookie flavours we did get. This is a funfetti. Aeron's is a green tea gluten-free cookie. There you go. He normally has less choice, but there are a few more gluten-free flavours available today. This is also very Wicked movie coded, unintentionally. Pink goes good with green. Actually, speaking of Wicked, I don't know if we have any plans to be involved in it today, but it is Wicked Day. It is October 30th, which is the anniversary of Wicked. Last year, big celebrations for Wicked's 20th anniversary on Broadway. This year, Wicked turns 21. I think they should give away free cocktails on the street because Wicked as an entity is now old enough to drink in the US. And I think that's fun. I think that's cute. Moulin Rouge getting ready to welcome many, many audience members to their spectacular here at the Al Hirschfeld. And we are approaching my favourite street in the whole world. We're already on it, but specifically my favourite part of it, my favourite place. Oh, there are queues. Is that the stereophonic queue?
Yeah.
Good for them. Good choice. It's 45th Street, specifically like the Schubert Alley area. 45th between 7th and 8th Avenue. My happy place. I'm excited. Everywhere you look on this street right now, there are huge queues of people excited to see Broadway shows. Theatre is alive here on 45th Street. This is the queue for the Tony Award-winning Best Play Stereophonic. You can find that review here on my channel. We might try and see it again on this trip because I love it that much. Over here is The Outsiders. You can also find that review here on my channel. My watch is vibrating to tell me it's half an hour until our curtain. That's fine because we're nearly there. Over on the left you see Water for Elephants. We're seeing that again on this trip as well for our second visit. And Suffs, which we have already seen twice on Broadway, as well as The Notebook, which we have also seen twice on Broadway. The schedule next week is different from many shows because of Election Day. Very few shows doing performances on Election Day, but Suffs over at the Music Box is one of them, as it should be. That just makes sense. Crossing over Broadway itself gives us our first view of Times Square on this trip. There you go, it's the iconic Times Square. It's longer than you'd think. Honestly, you come here enough times, you develop mixed feelings about Times Square. It's still iconic to see it, but just like with Piccadilly Circus in London, it becomes very quickly, especially when it's busy, an inconvenience. And it becomes something that, honestly, you avoid. I like Times Square on a very quiet day or at like 7 a.m, which is not a time I like to be awake, but it is the nicest time to be in Times Square. We've arrived at the Hudson Theatre on Broadway to discover that the scaffolding is down. I have never seen this marquee without scaffolding and construction around it. We came here before for Merrily We Roll Along, this time last year, I believe. Now we are here for Once Upon a Mattress, starring Sutton Foster, whose face you can glimpse up there on the side of that building. One small queuing kerfuffle later, we are almost entering the building for Once Upon a Mattress. Now, there are many differences between West End and Broadway theatres, but this one, quite uniquely on Broadway, adheres to a lot of British theatrical conventions because it is owned and operated by the I was going to say the Ambassador Theatre Group, ATG Entertainment, as they have recently rebranded, now in coalition with Jujamcyn. But this theatre has glassware, and it calls the dress circle a dress circle, which not all of them do. And as soon as you enter the foyer, they have this little cute photo op moment. It's a Casper mattress. Got to take photo of Aeron James looking this cute on a Casper mattress. Look at that. There you go. We love a photo op on Broadway. There's also a souvenir booth right inside the foyer here called Swamp Swag. Makes sense if you've seen the show, but we have some very cute designs here, matching to the aesthetic of the show. We have a Once Upon a Mattress logo t-shirt. We have a smaller child size one up there that's super sweet. We have those like silky pajamas and a sleep mask, again makes sense for the show. We have a cap that says Shy on the front. We have a mattress tote bag, a Shy t-shirt. That's a Once Upon a Mattress pullover. I wish the thing that said Once Upon a Mattress was the front. It's the back. They also have posters, a real genuine certified princess there. There's a mug. There's some other small little trinkets here. We can see the mug. We can see that's an enamel pin. That's a magnet. And I don't know what the thing on the top left is, but it's cute. And a little cushion. And that is a plush pea, which I will be buying because I have a theatrical plush collection. And I think it's delightful. I didn't know they were so big. I pre-browsed these online. Aaron's gone to the subterranean bathroom, which I've also just visited and which is very dark. I'm carrying my pee, which sounds wrong. I'm searching for the water bottle refilling station, which is in the bar, which is in the dress circle level. I found it. It's not in the bar. It's on the far side, just straight across the dress circle. Filled up my water bottle. I'm trying to stay better hydrated on this trip and be environmentally conscious. I'm carrying too many things. Oh, Aaron's over there. It's all going to be fine. And having done all of that, we are now in our seats. We're in the orchestra, which is Broadway for stalls, 116 and 117, which is a nice aisle here if you are curious, which is always lovely. This is our view of the stage. We were up in the dress circle for Merrily, so this is our first time being down here. We have our playbills. Don't forget your playbills are complimentary with your ticket to see a Broadway show. Make sure to get your playbill from the ushers. They will also give you advice on how to get to your seats. Listen to that advice, it's helpful. In October, Playbill is celebrating an anniversary, so we have these legacy covers. Each show has 4 variant covers in 4 different styles, paying tribute to Playbill's history, basically. And so on the first inside sleeve there, you will see that's the regular playbill cover for Once Upon a Mattress, and that is one of the 4 options being given out this month. I am here, I have my playbill, I have my pee, I am ready for the show. Once Upon a Mattress. It's the intermission now, and out here in the bar area, which you encountered before the auditorium, we have a lovely bar. We also have schmackeries inside the building. This, to my knowledge, the only Broadway theatre that sells schmackeries inside the theatre. They have bubbles, they have spirits, they have beer, they have wine, and specialty drinks, including frosé or a classic margarita, Fred's frozen favourites, for just $23, served in a souvenir cup. Oh, I do like that souvenir cup. You can also, as I mentioned, get drinks in glassware. Not many Broadway theatres can you do that. A hot coffee available only for matinees. There are your schmackeries, Royal Sweets. They also do 2 specialty cocktails. I'm waiting till they come back around to show you those. They also have Once Upon a Mocktails. Oh, the specialty cocktails, A Happily Ever After, The Shy, and The Princess Winifred. There you go. You see The Shy, which is basically a strawberry margarita, and The Princess Winifred, which is the whiskey sour, also served in a souvenir cup. And this is very special. This is mattress memories, but not from seeing the show. This is photos that people can bring along. You can share with them online with the hashtag mattress memories. And this is of people who have been in productions of Once Upon a Mattress, because it's often done in schools. There you go. Isn't that sweet? So we have been spending our intermission getting a Shirley Temple. This is a PSA because we did not know this initially. You don't need to get the alcoholic cocktails to get the cups.
No, and also interesting that because ATG normally just do glass.
Yes.
So they seem to have introduced the drinks with just the specifics, which is a thing in the UK for slushies.
Yeah, but it's a cute cup design, which is why we wanted it. This is only $13, so you don't need to spend $50 on a double cocktail, which is somehow what I had originally thought you had to do to get the cup. Also, I have named the pea. His name is Pepe. I might sew eyes onto him because I think that would be cute. Meanwhile, you've already seen the stage, but this is the Hudson Theatre. Previous to Once Upon a Mattress, this was the home of the revival of Merrily We Roll Along. The comedy play, the star-studded comedy play, All In, will be here next. It's a slightly smaller space in terms of the width of the auditorium. Many Broadway theatres are considerably wider than this one. We've got the orchestra section here with only side aisles, but it is a 3-tier theatre, which is rarer on Broadway than in London. We have both a dress circle, this middle layer here, and a balcony up the top there, I think is the terminology they use in here. There you go. This is another PSA for you. The air conditioning is in fact, it is doing the air conditioning. So I'm going to keep my coat on for the second act because I brought no sweatshirts, jumpers, hoodies, whatever you want to call them. I brought none on this trip because I knew I will buy some. And in fact, the yellow one here is cute, but I don't think I need it. Like I said, if the logo was on the front, I'd buy it. But so often, the backs of these hoodies and jumpers are nicer than the front. What is that about? I'm not wearing it for the person behind me. That's not what I'm not doing that to like advertise out in the world. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for me. Are you enjoying the show so far, Mr. Aeron James?
It's very fun.
It is.
It's a cute, easy, funny show.
Yeah, and obviously we're seeing this after a night's sleep on technically the second day of our trip, but it is the perfect jet lag show right now, I think. Yeah. Because what you look for in a jet lag show is comedic, light-hearted, not challenging, but the whole thing is also about, or the second act is going to be about falling asleep versus not falling asleep. Yeah. So it's thematically perfect for a jet lag show as well. Yeah. Sutton Foster and Michael Urie aside, favourite performance so far? Who is your MVP in the cast? I'm enjoying Daniel Breaker an awful lot.
Yes, agreed. The King's always a blast.
He is. I forgot how good he was.
Also Anna
Gastaya and Brooks Ashmanskas, also new for this transfer. Will Chase also joins the cast as Sir Harry, and Nikki Renee Daniels, lovely, as Lady Larkin. Yeah, it's just a fun, sweet time, and like the rewrites to the book make it funny for a young audience. There are young people here having a great time, but it's also very classic. Yeah. So it appeals to everyone. It's a great bring the family, bring the parents, bring the grandparents, all of those. delightful. Wasn't that fun?
It's that nice feeling as well. Once we've seen the show back here, you suddenly get in the flow of, oh, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's Broadway.
Yeah.
I already liked the musical once. Who knew the mattress would add so much? And they gave out these little stickers that say, I swam the moat. They're kind of like I voted stickers. And there were leaflets with the playbills that said, you swam the moat, now go vote. And we love that. Because I said before, like, Surf's obviously a very politically engaging show. Once Upon a Mattress, not whatsoever, but still part of this whole initiative to encourage people about the importance of exercising their democratic right and voting. Now walking past the Belasco, where maybe Happy Ending is opening next week. It's already in previews. Opening, week after next. But yes, had a lovely time at Once Upon a Mattress. Chatted to some people who said hello, even ran into some people we know, and now we are heading out into this surprisingly warm afternoon air. Can you believe it's almost November? And it's this warm. Is this normal? Is this global warming? Don't say that too loudly here. Fox News is only a few streets away.
It's really light.
It is.
Also, it's weird because in the UK...
It's like 3:30.
Yeah, and in the UK, 3:30 currently in the UK is dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, we're in a different part of the planet. I don't know where we're going. We could go to Stage Door. That's a thing you can do after a show. There's a little piece of merch I want to pick up that I think might be sold at the Museum of Broadway before tomorrow's Halloween costumes. So maybe we go do that now. The day is young, and the possibilities are many. Could not find the particular merch item I was looking for in Museum of Broadway, but they have lots of new things. Worth checking the Museum of Broadway gift shop. I don't really know what the rhyme or reason is as to what merch they stock, because they have select shows, but not all shows, and select products from those shows. For example, they have some stuff from Water for Elephants, but not the pullover that we really wanted last time, that we neglected to get at the show because we were in a rush. But yes, if you're looking for something specific, you've got to check One Schubert Alley, Theatre Circle, and the Museum of Broadway gift shop, as well as the theatres themselves. Now, from the Museum of Broadway, we could see that no cast members did the stage door for Once Upon a Mattress after this afternoon's performance, which is not a huge surprise because it's a matinee. They don't always stage door after a matinee. So if you're planning a trip and you really want to meet the cast, if that's a really important part of it for you, be aware that is not, it's not guaranteed after any performance, truth be told. There are a multitude of reasons why that may not happen, and no individual performer does it ever necessarily, and they're not obligated to, and they're not obligated to stop if they do come out the stage door. That's not part of what you pay for. That's not how it works. But there's a better chance often that they'll do it after an evening show, but not a matinee.
Because during the matinee, so many will be staying in the theatre.
Yeah.
So they just want to break in the theatre.
Yeah.
Their food,
sleeping in their dressing rooms. And yes, this is the entrance to the Mid-Scoff Theatre where the Lion King is. You have to go up some escalators because the Lion King is upstairs. We are heading to Dunkin' Donuts for Mr. Aeron James and more theatre merchandise shops so I can try and find the last missing piece of my Halloween costume before tomorrow. I am determined, I'm committed to the bit that I have not yet revealed to you. Tell us about this beverage, Aeron James. Butter pecan something?
It's an iced latte with a butter pecan swirl.
Hold it next to your head. It's huge! It's huge! And all this equipment.
This size in finger.
You don't. All this equipment you're seeing here, this is the get out of Job. Actually, it's not, I lied. It's the get in for Cult of Love, which is the next show at the Hayes. They are wasting no time. Sad that Job closed right before we got here. I heard great things. Missed it off-Broadway and missed it on Broadway. Carelessness and the Atlantic Ocean are to blame. And speaking of get-ins, just across the street at the Majestic Theatre, Gypsy with George MacDonald back at... Oh, it's all gone away. Here she is, boys. Here she is, world. Here's six-time Tony Award winner Audra McDonald starring as Rose in Gypsy. And I don't know whether this is stuff for dressing rooms, stuff for the theatre, stuff for scenery, I don't know, but it seems like it's waiting to go in to the Majestic. I'm intrigued. So, with nothing really planned, we headed up towards the Gershwin Theatre to see if they were doing anything for Wicked Day. Yeah, there is a little queue of people going on. I don't know what that's... It could be a lottery thing. I mean, we don't have the evening free if we did win tickets to see the show. But I forgot that next door at the Circle in the Square is Romeo and Juliet with Kit Connor and Rachel Zegler. Or if you read that across, Kit Connor Romeo and Juliet Rachel Zegler. Which we will be seeing later this week. Our first visit to this theatre. And as you can see, there's already a little bit of a queue for the inevitable stage door moment at the end of the performance, which I assume is still ongoing, and I assume therefore that is based entirely on fans who are not in this particular performance, which I have mixed feelings about, honestly. But, you know, with stars like these, star-crossed stars, it's kind of an inevitability. Okay, much to catch you all up on. First of all, Wicked billboard, Wicked digital ad, it's all going on. That space outside the Gershwin got so busy so fast.
It was Kit, I saw him, yeah.
Because, yeah, Rachel Zegler and Kit Connor came out, the audience came out and stuck around to scream for them, and so many people in line for the Wicked lottery this evening because it's Wicked Day. And they had the big celebration last year, so they weren't doing much this year, but the fans still turned out, and people were in that lottery queue in cosplay with witches' hats, and I hope they won, because, my goodness. But yeah, speaking of Wicked, ad in Times Square. Look at that. Continuing down over there. Everyone deserves the chance to fly. November 22nd. How exciting. The other thing that just happened, and which has been happening all afternoon, is we ran into two people we know. We have seen so many people we know just organically, and I don't think I wasn't like secret about the fact we were coming back to New York this time around, and I've just posted it on Instagram. I'm still getting messages from people being like, oh my gosh, you're back, because I didn't like message every person that I knew or email everyone to be like, we're coming back to the city, because I'm very bad about doing that. But it doesn't matter, because you see everyone anyway. The theatre district in Midtown Manhattan is small, and you truly run into everyone. So yeah, we've had a good and very social day, and now our evening show begins at 7, which sneaks up on you surprisingly quickly. So we need to not forget to eat.
We passed it.
We've just walked past the place where we were going to eat.
You were going so quickly, man. I was like, I hope that he's realised he's already passed it and he's not saying we're walking to it.
Did you hear what I just said?
No.
I said we need to not forget to eat.
Yeah, and you were literally walking past where we were going to eat.
The Melt Shop is where we are planning to eat this evening. We love the Melt Shop. It's not like a sit-down restaurant. It's like kiosks, and they do burgers and chicken and melted sandwiches and toast and everything that you would expect, basically, from somewhere called the Melt Shop, and also tater tots, which I'm excited about. So we're going to eat here and then go see Teeth. And here it is. You are seeing a beef burger melted sandwich on gluten-free bread. You are seeing, I don't even remember what I went for here. I think this was called the Biggie with the chicken Biggie. The Biggie chicken. It's like crispy chicken, American cheese, thick French bread, and we got tater tots with parmesan. You can get tater tots in the UK, they're never as good, I promise you. And this is very exciting. Okay, I love tater tots, I love fried chicken. The star of my meal just now, the bread. The bread, sorry, apologies. I'm being very gluten-free and sensitive, but the bread, that bread, you guys. How was your bread? It looked pretty good for gluten-free bread.
It's a good bread for gluten-free bread.
There you go.
But also it's toasted, and like anybody that eats GF bread knows, you toast for bread, it's always better.
Fair enough. Post Melt Shop, we are now venturing back past the Circle in the Square and the Gershwin, where we were just before.
There, pretty much, because it's on this street.
Yeah. We're heading over to our evening show, which is Teeth, at 7 o'clock at New World Stages. There is a darkness. You can go listen to the cast recording right now. I was running to it the other day.
I will say, I'm a lot more excited to see it again now I know what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think when we first went, I was like, I'm not a horror boy, you're not a horror boy.
Oh, I knew it was going to be campy.
Well, I knew it was going to be campy, but I still didn't know if it was going to be like campy but scary.
Yeah, based on the friends that liked it. Let's walk over, and I don't think I showed you, there's a balloon arch for Wicked 21. I'm going to show you the balloon arch. We're going to venture over. This, I think, is the best this whole area has looked because there's a hit show at Circle in the Square. Loving all of this right now. But yes, excited. We'll continue about teeth in just a moment. Let me show you these balloons. If you glimpse inside, you can see them there. Balloons! Balloons! There you go. Also, I've mentioned to you before that Rachel Tucker, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Still pictured outside of the Gershwin Theatre on multiple times from the Broadway stint she did as Elphaba. But also, I believe who was Glinda opposite her, Cara Lindsay, who is currently... We saw her today collecting for Broadway Cares XP Fights AIDS because she is standing by for the role of Winifred in Once Upon a Mattress. Anyway, back to Teeth, which we saw earlier this year. I think we saw its closing show at Playwrights Horizons. Many of the cast returning, some new cast members joining, including Andy Carl, and the venue is New World Stages, which, as its name suggests, multiple different spaces, all of them underground. We have only ever seen theatre. We have seen two shows, in the same space at New World Stages. We have not branched out. The Play That Goes Wrong is an ongoing tenant there, but this trip everybody, we are seeing two different shows there that are both running at the same time, so it's guaranteed we will see something in a new space. But I feel like today might be back in the same space as the first two, although I don't know. I don't actually know. We'll find out together. Now, I say we'll find out together. New World Stages don't love us vlogging inside of the building, which is their prerogative, which is absolutely fine. And Teeth, last time we saw it, also people were not permitted to film the curtain call. I don't think it was for plot spoiler reasons. I think it was to do with the costuming. It was the costuming. A little bit skimpy. It's not like full frontal stuff, but it's definitely adult themes. If you don't know the film that Teeth is based on, I'd say Google it, but maybe don't. So there's every possibility. I'll see what I can show you from this evening's theatre trip, but we might be about to jump ahead, and I will just tell you about our experience at Teeth. I'll show you the outside of the building now in any case. So this teeny tiny little building is an entrance to New World Stages, and that building over there is also an entrance to New World Stages because it is all under us. It is the space underneath is where all of the theatre is happening, and I'll show you all of the shows you can currently see at the venues here at New World Stages, including, we're not seeing it today, but we are seeing it, Drag the Musical, Drag the Musicale. We have The Play That Goes Wrong, began on Broadway, transferred off Broadway, and continues to do very well. We have the Bubble Show. There you go, the gazillion Bubble Show. Okay, I couldn't show you anything inside of the auditorium, but I can show you some of the amazing merchandise. This little Promise Keeper Girls Modest is Hottest crop top. The same thing there on a tote. We have a more basic Teeth logo tee there with the apple with the teeth on the front and with the name on the back. We have Modest is Hottest socks, which I quite like, actually. This one I have mixed feelings about, I'll be honest. We have the cast recording that you can also stream online there for $20. There is a magnet. There's also, that is a 2-pin enamel pin set. That is like a stress toy squeezy apple with the teeth on. I legitimately may need that for my desk. Dentata, dentata, dentata there on a hoodie and a baseball cap. We have a Bite Me Teeth mug. They do a toothbrush that says Dentata, which is unhinged and hilarious, and a set of button badges there as well with various phrases on. It's iconic. It's, of course, creative goods, and it's very good. It's really very good. Aeron James.
Yeah.
How would you describe Teeth?
It's an X-rated Little Shop of Horrors.
Sure.
That's the best. Like, it's like Rocky. Take Rocky Horror Show. Take Little Shop of Horrors. Exactly that kind of vibe.
It's also a little bit Spring Awakening-y.
Yes.
Teeth. teeth, 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 teeth. Dump your trash or face wrath. Teeth, teeth, teeth. Yeah, that. I feel like that gives you a sense of what the show is like. Honestly, yeah, definitely adult. I feel like it's the wildest two-show day ever.
Yeah, very, very different.
Because everything Once Upon a Mattress was, Teeth was not. Like, the demographic, the vibes, the tone, the mood.
But both comedies.
Both comedies with very different kinds of laughter.
Yes.
The word for Teeth is outrageous, provocative, but hilarious.
Yeah.
Wild, and incisive. Shall we say. We are now going from Midtown boys to uptown girls. Not even uptown, we're going slightly higher in Midtown to go to a birthday party for a theatre industry professional with whom we have mutual friends. And I'm not going to vlog it because who does that? That would be weird. I'm not doing that. More teeth, 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 teeth. Yeah, so this is probably where we end the evening with you, but we will see you tomorrow on a Thursday for a Rogue Thursday two-show day. What is that about? You will find out tomorrow, or momentarily, or in the next part of this vlog. I don't know how this is going to go down. There are still teeth behind me. We're going to go recover from that. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my god, hey, and also, happy Halloween! Yay! It is Thursday, it is Halloween, and we are in our Halloween costumes. Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? We are in fact Tom Francis and camera operator from Sunset Boulevard. Topical, camp, silly, and also on brand, because I'm playing a camera operator while holding a vlogging camera. I thought it was cute. Not necessarily spooky, but gay Halloween has really always been more about cultural reference points than gore, and I stand by that. So we're going to go...
Also stuff that we can wear to two shows.
Also stuff we can wear to two shows. A great and excellent and very valid point. So we're going to go to Schubert Alley, where they do that sequence from Sunset Boulevard. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I've made many videos talking about it. Or don't find out and keep it as a surprise for yourself if you're planning to see the show, or if you simply are not interested. But we're going to go to Schubert Alley and take some photos and film ourselves being ridiculous for Halloween. Passing again through Times Square. Very serene, very calm, very relaxing as always. Not seeing any additional chaos for Halloween just yet, but I dare say that'll come later. Very warm. The weather is puzzling me at the moment. Hard to dress for. Now, after we do this, we are going to see The Roommate, just over there at the Booth Theatre, previously the home of Kimberly and Kimbo, the only other show we've ever seen at the Booth. Am I going to be a bit sad? Yes. Yes. But intriguing that we have a two-show Thursday, because The Roommate is doing Thursday matinees. And a few things, mostly plays, are doing Thursday matinees these days, but a few more shows experimenting with their show schedule, trying to work out where exactly they find their audience. We were just talking about this. I was saying I'm all for it.
Yeah. It's more of a thing in the UK, because
it is.
We don't do Weird Times, but we do only a few shows about like the kids shows and Six.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that Broadway's starting to get with the scheme of like pick a day for a matinee that works for you. Like Friday matinees are good for Mean Girls and shows like that.
Yeah. Variety is good. Variety works, and it's beneficial to tourists who want to come and see as much theatre as possible during a week.
Then we can.
Like ourselves. So, two-show Thursday. I'm just realising in real time, as I talk to you right now, I'm going to go see a play with Patti LuPone wearing a Sunset Boulevard hat.
I'm gonna have to hide it.
It's a choice I've made for myself. I'm going to take the hat off. I'm definitely going to take the hat off. You got this. It's going to be funny and great.
Am I moving or am I saying so?
No, I'm going to walk backwards and you can walk towards me.
Go.
Everyone get down behind me. Get down. You will be thrown to the ground. Cross the street, cross the street, cross the street. Go, 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 go. Okay, nonsense completed. We have made our little Halloween reel. We're going to try and take a photo by the Schubert Alley poster that Tom Francis goes and stands next to while doing his Act 2 Sunset Boulevard moment. But while we wait for kind of like more people to be in the vicinity so we can ask someone to take our photo, or for one of our friends to come down and do us a 2-minute favour, we are getting food because we've not eaten yet today. I have a black and white cookie, breakfast of champions from Junior's restaurant, takeout window, always a go-to. And also, I'm right by the stage door of the Schubert. I'm not going to approach it, but if you look in, I'm not sure how well you can see this. That is the stage. It goes down to... That is the stage. You can just see all the way in to that theatre, which is kind of cool. That's kind of back-to-back with the booth, where we're going to be seeing a play in about 45 minutes. And we have now both eaten. We are heading into the booth for The Roommate. Just going through security process. Going to go pick up our tickets at the box office, which is just on the left. And then we're going to go inside to go see a 2-person play starring Mia Farrow and Patti LuPone. You can see its name up in lights up there. So this, on the inside here, used to have a Kimberly Akimbo necklace on it when Kimberly was here. It now has a Halloween pumpkin garland for Halloween. Now, I'm all about helping people have a comfortable, relaxing experience at your Broadway show, and downstairs at the booth you will find this lounge area, which used to have another desk selling drinks and merchandise, not at this performance at least, but we do have a display of some of the merchandise that you can get, including this t-shirt with a quote on, this fun hat that says please give me your credit card, a tote bag, and some sunglasses, the same ones as Patti LuPone's character is wearing on the poster. You can also fill up your water bottle by the restrooms over there. They have little paper cups as well if you didn't bring a bottle, so you can stay hydrated. That's a big focus for us on this trip. We have some drinks available here at the bar. They do have drink specials, if not specifically themed to the show. They do mimosas, tequila sunrises, and Aperol spritz, and they do not put ice in the drinks. Due to the quiet performance. It was the same for Akimbo. I appreciate it. You can also get enamel pins that have the sunglasses on, just like this one I have just acquired here for Aeron James, who collects pin badges. And very smoothly and successfully we are now in our seats in the orchestra, in row G, seats 116 and 117, which are the aisle seats. Those 110s numbers mean you are in the middle of 3 sections in orchestra seating here on Broadway. We are still doing these Playbill variant covers, paying a tribute to Playbill's history. It's the last day of them today because it's just for the month of October. And this is our view of the stage, with the title of the play projected, that's the word, onto the house set up there, in case you'd forgotten what you had come to see. Not a dissimilar set to the last time we were here, but this is the furthest forward we've ever sat in the booth theatre. Great seats. And this is what the auditorium looks like. I was talking yesterday about wider Broadway theatres and theatres with 2 levels, and this is very typical of that. And we are about to see The Roommate. So that was The Roommate. There you go. And the stage door is here on Schubert Alley. The stage doors for both the booth and the Schubert are both here, actually. We found a couple more discarded playbills.
Yeah.
There you go. It is the last day of playbill hunting, so...
I'm just having a this one, because that one, this is stunning.
That is the nicest one.
That's the best one.
That is the nice one. Not every show is doing alternate covers, but some of them have made really cute alternate cover. I mean, it's understandable for the shows that just opened this month, and Sunset Boulevard, who are being boring. And the Disney shows actually who are being
the
brought. The
Disney
Lion
shows
King
are
is the one that makes me sad.
Yeah, but I agree. They could have had some really good alternatives.
They have such a rich design history and so many beautiful images.
It's for costume design, like the lionesses.
Yeah.
Like you were saying the lionesses and the
Yeah.
puppets.
There's so many images they could have pulled from, and they just like branding. They don't need to be so careful with their branding. People know what the
Very
Lion
nice
King
breeze.
is.
Apologies everyone, but
The weather is
just so you know,
gorgeous.
lovely breeze. I'm all
It's-
about a nice, cool, refreshing breeze.
It's a nice bit, but it's warm out and it's bright. The sky is blue. Do you know what I like as well? Because I was a bit stressed this morning, like 1 p.m. matinee, but getting out at 3:30. Oh no, 2:30, because 90 minutes. It is 2:30. A matinee being done at
I
2:30.
will say that was a very nice playland, actually.
Yeah, wasn't it just?
Quite enjoyed that.
And yeah, I was going to say, what do you think of the show?
It was fun. I instantly watching it, I was like, can you get the two of them to do a film version of this? Because
It'd be a good film.
I feel like it's like the perfect kind of buddy comedy
Yeah.
type vibe.
Went to some interesting places. I liked all the conversation around like women later in life whose children are grown, kind of like finding themselves again.
I also love how they flipped who was playing like the serious kind of one who was playing like the funny friend, the funny part, and then halfway through they flipped.
Yeah.
So the other one took on that role while the other one was more comedic.
Yeah. Mia Farrow, completely magnetic.
Yeah.
And delightful and charming, and Patti LuPone so real and so human and so layered.
But also the queen of a one-line delivery.
Queen of a one, yeah. And they're so fun together as well. And the relationship that they very naturally established and built and found together over those 90 minutes. But yes, a lovely,
Really enjoyed that.
touching piece of theatre. A great show to take your mother to.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Call your mother. There you
I
go.
can see your mum loving it.
Yes. My mum would. Now we're going to go and meet a friend in the vicinity of the Empire State Building. I'm going to put my hat back on. I took it off in the theatre because I was scared of Patti LuPone.
Oh, the phone went off. My God.
Our phone did go off.
Everybody in the audience held breath and then started giggling because everybody thought, what's going to happen?
We all knew where we were. And Katie Holmes was there. Katie Holmes, who is currently appearing in Our Town at the Barrymore Theatre, but they don't have a Thursday matinee. So when you do get shows like doing a Monday night, doing an unusual, a different performance in the schedule, you may see actors from other shows. Most often that's the thing that happens on Monday nights. Okay, don't hate us, tiny people in my vlogging camera. We just had a lovely dim sum dinner at the Dim Sum Palace, which was very nice.
That's cool.
I'm not much of a dim sum connoisseur, but I enjoyed myself very much. It was very tasty. But we were having dinner with Brendan of Wait in the Wings, your favourite and mine. And not only did I not get him to do anything for the vlog before we parted ways, we didn't take a photo. So you have to believe us that it happened, and that we had a YouTube crossover moment, just authentically in real life as actual friends, and not for the content. And you're going to have to be okay with that because it's happened now.
So many people in these past couple of days. It's been really good for friends finding.
Yeah, but that's what happens in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
As mentioned previously, it is October 31st. It is Halloween. We're not yet full Christmas, but no one has told that to Macy's department store. They are festive up in here. More Christmas things, trees, etc. I think will be appearing over the course of our stay, but this is our first festive sighting, really thus far. We were saying earlier, we feel pretty good about having seen spooky shows over, like, there's no Halloween period, but over the Halloween period, with Teeth last night, and I don't know if I've told you what we're seeing tonight. We're seeing Little Shop of Horrors on Halloween, which is kind of the dream.
Yeah, this will be our third time.
It will be our third time.
Our third time seeing this production, which is crazy to say out loud.
Yes, because the first time we were seeing it just to see it, then we went back specifically to see Corbin Bleu and Constance Wu, and also just to see the production again because we really like it. And now we're going back to see Nicholas Christopher and Sherry Renee Scott.
And we're crossing our fingers that they're both on.
We are crossing our fingers. Yeah. They're both on. We still love the show. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be happy regardless to see it again.
Yeah.
Because our friends recently went to see it. 2 different sets of friends went to see it recently and loved it.
Yeah.
So it got me being like, oh, I'm going to see it again.
Yeah. But oh, look at that bag that is also a dog. I'm going to show it to you. It's cute. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, yeah, Sherry Renee Scott. If I had to say the one performer currently on stage in New York right now, I would most love to see, it's Sherry Renee Scott. I love her. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment. Meanwhile, here on 42nd Street, yes, the actual 42nd Street, there's an Outsiders bus. Look at that. I'd love to get on the Outsiders bus. I know where it's going. It says ferry on the front. That's not where we're going. We are going to the one merchandise location that we haven't yet visited, which is 1 Schubert Alley. We're heading there now. We're killing time. We might go meet some friends before shows this evening, but they're seeing an 8 p.m. show. We're seeing a 7 p.m. show, which is inherently antisocial. But yeah, options being kept open. And you can find 1 Schubert Alley back where we began our theatrical day, here on Schubert Alley, in between the Schubert and the Booth Theatres. I have a lot of time for 1 Schubert Alley. It's probably my favourite of the merch stores in terms of how it's like everything's laid out.
Yeah, it's tiny, but it has a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty and it's organised. The issue is they don't stock as well. I think they probably stock as many as Theatre Circle and Museum of Broadway. They just stock different things.
I think Museum of Broadway probably has the most.
Yeah.
In terms of like current shows.
Yeah.
But what I prefer about 1 Schubert Alley is they put like all the pins together, all the like the smaller goods, and like it's easier with them all together because if you're after pins, you're gonna be after like you will be a pin collector kind of thing.
Yeah, they have a wall of magnets. They have plush, which I always appreciate. I like that they have so many pride pins.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, that's a fun time. Meanwhile, up here, outside of the Marriott Marquis Hotel and the Marquis Theatre, we have stickers on these mirrors for Elf, which is about to open for a short seasonal run at the Marquis. You have such a pretty face. You should be on a Christmas card. Hashtag Elf on Broadway. I hope you can see this before it disappears from view. There is a dinosaur. There's someone in a T-Rex costume. I mean, not the most insane costume we have seen today on the streets of New York. Also, our first proper look at Death Becomes Her here at the Lunt-Fontanne Theatre. Oh, she looks good in purple. Looking very nice. Lovely. We'll be seeing that towards the end of this trip, but also a very acceptable option for a show to see this evening on Halloween. A little bit spooky, but in a camp way. For those of you who have watched many of these vlogs, and there have been many of these vlogs, we do tend to, in New York, go to many of the same places. But the next one we're heading to meet some friends before shows is a relatively new one. We used to spend a lot of time at the Glass House Tavern because that's where everyone went, and now apparently everyone is going to Hold Fast instead. So since I guess like the start of this year really, we've been going to Hold Fast. We like the drinks. We actually came here on our first night of the trip. We landed on Tuesday and I didn't whack out the vlogging camera until Wednesday afternoon because all we were doing was moving our suitcases, getting settled, and meeting friends for a couple of drinks and being very jet lagged.
Yeah.
So we granted ourselves the grace of not doing that on camera.
I was very sleepy.
Yeah, we both were. But yeah, so we've already been to Hold Fast once, and I don't know that I'm hungry, so I won't necessarily get the excellent tacos or chocolate mousse, but at some point on this trip they will be happening.
Yeah.
As will this, Water's Relevance.
I don't think a taco because you mentioned it.
Because I said taco. I spoke it into existence. Went to Hold Fast, held fast. Again, doing actual socialising, not vlogging it. But we didn't get anything to eat or drink, so there was nothing really to show you. Did pinch a sweet potato crinkle fry. Literally stopped filming because ran into another friend on the street. We see everyone we know just walking around Manhattan. That's what happens. That is what happens.
That is what happens.
You have to know people first, so don't assume, like if you don't know anyone here, I can't promise that will happen. Look at this pumpkin man. Oh, he was great. I'm just enjoying, there's so much Halloween stuff out today. It's very cool. And we don't have exciting Halloween evening plans.
No.
Nor do we have the energy to stay out and make some, but just the vibes are nice. We passed it the other day, but we are back this time to see the show. Have we ever seen it by evening? I don't think we have.
No, I think it's only the matinees.
No, we always do the matinees. We are back at the West Side Theatre. They used to have a big flag for a little shop, but they still have the signage on the building as you approach. There it is. Little shop of horrors. Very exciting. We're going to go inside now. Showing you this inside the entrance of the West Side Theatre. There's a photo op here. And also, I love these sculpted other plant creatures from the Little Shop of Horrors extended universe, is how I always like to think of them. This is Audrey 3 through 999. I've decided to make it my pre-show mission to just show you all of these plants. Look at this one. Sing for me. This one is one of my favourites because it looks like a dragon with scales. How cool is that? Once you've gone upstairs, you also have Little Shop of Horrors merchandise here. There is this lovely logo emblazoned hoodie. That also has something there on the sleeve, a little Audrey 2 design in green. We've got an enamel pin. We've got loads of cute things, actually. I have that t-shirt, and I brought it with me, the Don't Feed the Plants one. We also have a logo t-shirt. We have a face mask, a Mushnik Flower Shop tote bag. You can get posters. You can get the cast recording from when this production first opened. You can also get magnets and key rings. Very cute things. This is the cast board there, showing the current company of Little Shop of Horrors. And that gap down at the bottom there means no understudies at this performance. Which would not in and of itself be a bad thing. We love an understudy moment, but I'm here to see Sherry Renee Scott, and I'm very excited about that. Now, if you are saying to yourselves, Mickey Jo, who is Sherry Renee Scott? Then first of all, how dare you? And second of all, don't even worry about it, because I'm about to tell you. She's recently taken over as Audrey, but she is well known as the original Kathy in the last 5 years, also in the original Broadway companies of Aida as Amneris and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels as Christine. She starred in her own show Everyday Rapture, also Ursula in the original Broadway Little Mermaid, Women on the Verge of Nervous Breakdown. She's an icon. I'm a big fan. And Nicholas Christopher has joined as Seymour alongside her. We saw him in Sweeney Todd, but he has been making acclaim. He has been gaining acclaim in shows such as The Encore's Jelly's Last Jam, and also Hamilton. And this, by the way, is the view from my face. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but we are off-Broadway this evening. This is a smaller, cozier little theatre, the West Side Theatre. Never sat in this central seating block. We have always, both times, sat over there, which is perfectly good seats, actually, by the way. We are still honouring final evening of this, the history of Playbill, with legacy Playbill covers. I think this design is so cute. I love it so much. And this is the view from seat G101 at the West Side Theatre for Little Shop of Horrors. I'm so excited. Before the show begins, though, I would like to show you my Loungefly backpack with Devil Donald Duck. Look at him. His horns glow in the dark. This is the last thing I'm vlogging before the show starts, but I've just told Aeron I might cry. I might cry. This is
pre-show. You'll get a video post-show.
Yeah, this is me before seeing Sherry Renee Scott. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is a playbill signed by Sherry Renee Scott. Just met, had a lovely interaction, conversation, chat. Thank you so much to the staff at the West Side Theatre who were very kind in helping that happen, and to Sherry, who was beyond gracious and charming. And I got to tell her that I listened to Everyday Rapture a lot, and I was thrilled she was back doing musical theatre in New York, because I am. Because New York deserves that, and is lucky to have that, and she is wonderful, and she was wonderful in it. She was so good. Best Audrey I have ever seen by a country mile. I might make a longer video talking about why I love this production so much. I have reviewed it before, but what I really love about this casting right now is how contemporary Nick Christopher feels as Seymour. He's so good. He's making such fresh, original, exciting choices, and how quintessential and classic she is as Audrey. If you know Sherry Renee Scott's work, the naivety and the sort of the knowingness and the camp and the sort of tragic heroine thing she's playing. It's very first act Everyday Rapture, very like the Get Happy montage moment is what it kept reminding me of. But yeah, they're both wonderful in it and wonderful in it together. There were so many funny moments where people were trying not to laugh on stage because it's so funny, making each other laugh so much. The plant puppets get me every single time. The urchins get me every single time. It's just Little Shop of Horrors done in such a classic way. Yeah. It's not rewriting, like, it's not reinventing the wheel, is what I was going to say. It is just like classic Little Shop, but it's kind of the best Little Shop you're ever going to see.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect traditional Little Shop production. And go see it when you're in New York. Always going to be a recommendation from us. They kill it on the casting, and right now it's particularly great. Okay, we are readying to go out and have a theatrical Friday. This is my outfit. Double denim all the way, and a pink velour. A lot of vibes going. A lot is happening here, and I'm wearing Playbill earrings, not officially by Playbill. These are from Encore Gifts. I got them at Musical Con in London. There you go. They are Sweeney Todd 2005 Broadway revival playbills, the one with Michael Cerveris and Patti LuPone where she played the tuba, the John Doyle actor musician version.
Who we saw yesterday.
Who we did see yesterday in The Roommate. Yes.
Yeah.
I've got friendship bracelets on. Thank you to everyone who gave me friendship bracelets that say Mickey Jo on at Musical Con. And yeah, I'm just going for like, it's a bit 90s, it's a bit Gen Z, it's very queer, it's vibes.
Yeah. Vibes.
Yeah, for this evening's show, which is Romeo and Juliet.
Whoop, whoop.
Romeo and Juliet me, as Rachel Zegler said. Going to go head into the city to see that now. In fact, it's in a few hours. We're going to go head to Schmackery's because they're launching a special promotional cookie that they are doing with the New York City Centre Encore's production of Ragtime. Ragtime, which we're seeing on Sunday. The cookie is called The Crumb of the Century, in homage to the song The Crime of the Century. And I'm going to stop telling you about it because otherwise we'll be late for the cookie. And I'm very excited about that. And we've had a lovely afternoon hanging out with Ogie. Ogie the dog. Oh, look at that face. Oh, yes. And just having a nice rest day. I think when you're doing a trip as long as this one is, it can't be all day in Manhattan, walking around doing stuff every single day. Needed to catch up on ourselves and have a bit of a break. And now excited to go back into the city. These are very distracting. This dangling action. I don't know how I feel about this. Also, I was wearing a jumper with them earlier, and Aeron said I looked like one of the mums from the Rugrats. And I was very upset because I could see it. We're going to go now. Okay, made it off the subway, walking past the St. James, and I'm just going to flip this vlogging camera around. And if we happen to see anything that they are readying for Gypsy here at the Majestic, just because I'm facing my camera forwards, then that is a happy accident. Nothing to live. I don't know what half of this is. We're just going to stroll past. I saw a chair, I saw walls. You can see inside of... You can see the stage. You can see the Majestic Theatre stage. You got a piece of wood in your eye? How closely were you looking? Ah, you wanted to cross to this side of the street. I don't know if it's karma, but it's... Laura Donnelly stood outside of the hills of California, which she's currently starring in. There you go. Just standing outside the Broadway play that you're starring in, that she will get a Tony Award nomination for. Mark my words. Also, we're forever intrigued by this. You see all those people facing me? That's because this is like a tour bus where the seating is sideways and they look out the side of the vehicle. It's called The Ride. I've never actually looked into it, I've just seen it. So that description is based purely on observation. There could be something else to it, but yeah, they're just sitting and watching something going on. Heading back through, I think it's officially called Nederlander Way, to go with Schubert Alley. I call it the Tunnel of Elf. The Elf readying to open at the Marquee for a little seasonal time. And so this has been Christmasified. in our trips here, we have seen this decorated for, was it Beetlejuice when we first got here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this used to be Beetlejuice decorated, even though Beetlejuice had closed before we arrived.
Or was it Once Upon a One More Time already?
Maybe it was that. We've seen it decorated for Once Upon a One More Time. We've seen it decorated for The Wiz. We have seen none of these shows. We have never been to the Marquee Theatre. Will we see Elf on this trip? Hopefully. We have a few show slots left and we have a few things that we are weighing. For now we're going to walk up and visit some of the theatres we haven't seen yet on this trip. Currently standing beneath the Richard Rodgers, where a little show called Hamilton is playing, hoping to build up word of mouth, hoping to find an audience. I believe in it. I think it'll get there. Our Town over there at the Barrymore. The Freedman, we were trying to figure this out the other day, currently dark, but it is going to have Stephen Sondheim's Old Friends, the Broadway transfer in the new year, and Eureka Day later this month. Meanwhile, Six, which we've seen twice on Broadway, here at the Lena Horne, where it currently rains. R-E-I-G-N-S. That kind of rains. This pumpkin Halloween man has seen better days. He had a long night, presumably, after Halloween. Also, it is November today.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm just sort of processing that for the first time now in real time. Oh, pizza, bite the slice. Yeah, November today, which means, I mean, what does it mean? It means Halloween is over, it means Mariah Carey has come out of hibernation, and it means playbills are back to looking like regular playbills.
Which I'm glad about because it's our first show we haven't seen. Well, no, our second show we haven't seen before, but Remake was a normal playbill, and we got a cool variant.
We've liked all the playbills that we have found thus far, but seeing new shows, I'm also glad to get like the regular playbills for those. It's cool to have the legacy covers for the long-running ones. One of these days will come during June and we'll get the Pride bills, which are like regular playbills, but they have the rainbow flag on top rather than the yellow branding. That would be cute. A nice late afternoon, early evening glow. Heading up 8th Avenue. Get used to this, it's going to be a lot earlier in the day after the weekend because the clocks are changing. The clock's already changed once for us last weekend back in the UK, so we barely know what time it is. But it does mean the evenings will get darker faster. Here on what I'm pretty sure is 48th Street, we have the Long Acre, which is the home of Swept Away. Recently began previews, very recently in fact, on October 29th. We're seeing this next week. Much excitement. And then across the street, Hadestown, still running on Broadway. And among the most aesthetic marquees on Broadway, usually they have a little construction going on here right now in front of all of their beautiful flowers. But the show is still great. That's the most important thing. We're about to go through a breezeway, which is a little path that runs between parallel streets. Woohoo! Sneaky shortcut that Aeron James reminded me of. I feel like I'm playing Simpsons Hit and Run, but without being in a car and running people down. Thoughts on the new musicals opening right now, and which one you're most looking forward to of the ones we're going to see? Aeron James.
Well, everybody said maybe happy ending, so I feel like, and like how people have described it as like a Pixar film, I'm like, well, that screams me.
Yeah.
But then Death Becomes like a classic musical comedy, and I don't know the last time I've seen like a musical comedy that I've loved since maybe Shut.
Yeah. I'm very excited to have heard so little of the music for those two all Swept Away, and so to just be able to discover all of it really. How often does that happen? But yeah, so many people have said how much they loved Maybe Happy Ending that it's made me very excited for it.
Where we saw our first Broadway show?
It is where we saw our first Broadway show. This is the Ambassador Theatre. There you go. Where Chicago is the longest running American musical in Broadway history. That is very precise wording because it is still many years off of overtaking Phantom. It could, if it runs long enough, it could become the longest running musical in Broadway history. And now this theatre, meanwhile, I might ridiculously take a photo outside of this theatre in my Playbill earrings because this is the Eugene O'Neill, currently home to the Book of Mormon, which has been running here for, 20 years? 10 years. 10 years. I suddenly forgot how numbers work. But it was where this Sweeney Todd revival played on Broadway. It was at the Eugene O'Neill. I looked that up the other day, and it was here. So I may take a photo now and try not to get anything Book of Mormon in it, because that would be strange. Okay, we got slightly carried away in our theatrical sightseeing updated marquees. We will carry on later and make our way up to the Circle in the Square, where we are heading this evening for Romeo and Juliet on Broadway. For now, we are hightailing it down to the theatrical press event of the month, of the year. Schmackeries are launching a ragtime-themed cookie flavour. So many of the words in that sentence were created specifically for me. Going past the entrance to the Civilian Hotel, which we enjoy very much, where we stayed on our first ever trip, back on our first ever vlog. It was a lovely hotel. It was very well situated. I missed being that close to theatres.
I think it just made it like easier for us to go back.
Do you know what you could do is you could dress for the afternoon and then dress for the evening.
Yeah, you got to pop in, pop out, and I feel like we probably did some things more because we were just close. So I think we started our day earlier and like.
Yeah. What's tricky now is having to make the decision of like, how long are we staying out? Are we meeting people after the show? Whereas before, we would go back to our hotel and then people would be like, oh, we're here, and then we would
just run out.
Like get back out of bed.
Yeah, like
wearily.
I popped out once when you were staying in to go meet someone.
Yeah, that was the night I
Kate.
filmed my bad Cinderella
Yeah,
review.
because you were filming your review, so I went.
Yeah.
And Kate was like down the road, so I went to go meet them for a bit until you were free to come and join us.
Yeah, I might even have been wearing this velour t-shirt randomly. But yeah, heading down to Schmackeries to go, and they have 2 cast members, I believe, from the New York City Centre Encore's production of Ragtime, who will be there launching the cookie. It's called The Crumb of the Century, as an homage to the song Crime of the Century, which is a better pun than collectively any of us could come up with, so kudos to them.
This one was fun.
Back to Besmore.
Yeah, I think it's
Back to Besmore. It's not Lebowski's best work. I liked Sarah Brownie's, just because I worked on multiple. Sarah Brown Eyes is the song, so Sarah Brownies. Sarah Brownies, don't be shy now. But instead, it's the crumb of the century, crumb of the century. So excited to see Ragtime on Sunday, which will be, I think, in part 2 of this vlog. I assume you're reaching the end of part 1, because I think probably 3 days, roughly. I'm just sort of figuring that out in real time. Who knows? But we're definitely seeing Ragtime on Sunday. Days before the presidential election. All sort of fateful, eerie timing. Very momentous time in the country, very divisive. We will find out next week. We have reached the queue to get into Schmackeries. This is presumably they're saying something. Oh no, that's happening. It's happening right now. There you go. I started filming at a fortuitous time. I'm not sure what's happening here, if it's just cast members and cookies, but that's really all I need. You can see inside, there are cast members, there are cookies, it's Schmackeries. I don't know how to put too fine a point on it. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Big fan of your work.
Oh, thank you. I'm Mickey Jo. This is Aeron. Broadway Flea Market last year.
That
is
amazing.
We're seeing the show on Sunday. We're here right now because Ragtime is happening, basically.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, very excited.
Incredible taste. So
Thank you.
I hope you like the show.
No, we just come here all the time.
Okay.
And we loved the connector very much. We're fantastic at it. Thank you.
Do you want a cookie?
Yes, please. And here it is. The beverage is a Shirley Temple that I'm holding, bottled Shirley Temple. It's nice. It's not the same as the Junior's Restaurant Shirley Temple. That is the almighty. But this is the Crumb of the Century cookie. And a UPS van. Apparently making a lot of noise. But we met the cast and they were lovely. And they handed us a free cookie, which is like the kindest thing anyone can ever do for me. So instantly friends. I am nothing if not a critic. Get ready for the cookie review. Oh. It's very sweet. It's one of the sweetest schmackeries I've ever had.
It still has that salty kick, which is what I like about a Schmackaroos. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. The frosting is gorgeous. The sprinkles are purely just aesthetic. As sprinkles always are. Like, who's eating things for the sprinkles? Who's like, you know what I love? Sprinkle, like delicious sprinkles. No. But the frosting, so good. Very sweet, very nice. It's made me excited about ragtime. So I was just saying to Aeron that this tasted kind of seltzery. It's made with carbonated water. And I feel like the juniors one is with lemonade. But every time I get a Shirley Temple, and one of these times has been in Canada, and one of these times has been in London, it is a different beverage. Everyone, and like the first time, when I witnessed a friend order a Shirley Temple, and I was like, that looks so nice, can I try that, or whatever, I was like, how amazing that in America everyone's like there's this drink that has a name, a human name, and everyone knows what that is. I take it all back, because if everyone's doing a different thing, what's the point? It's like, that's not helpful if everyone has their own interpretation of what a Shirley Temple is. That's confusing. That's confusing.
But I mean, if they all have grenadine.
That's, yeah, but it's like...
It's grenadine with a lemon-based.
Where is the lemon? This is carbonated water. I have questions.
Well, that's with ginger beer, though.
I'm not happy about it. Okay, the time has come. The time has come, everybody. We are heading over to Romeo and Juliet. Oops, sorry. So interesting to me that this is like the buzziest, one of the buzziest shows on Broadway right now. One of the most like exciting energy, just buzz. And that comes from the casting. But the fact that they've managed to use that casting to do that with Shakespeare and get specifically like young audiences really exciting about it, that's great. That's very fun. Obviously there's a conversation to be had about the Romeo and Juliet we just had in the West End.
I mean, but you have to say the same for that. Because when I watched it, the amount of people who were, amount of young people that were there when I watched it, and I was like, these people would not have booked tickets to see Romeo and Juliet outside of being in a school group. Yeah,
weaponizing celebrities to get young people to go see Shakespeare. I'm not against it, but also there are other writers, and like I've spoken about this before, but the tendency of like legitimate actor, once they do screen work and then they're like, well, I'll do Broadway or the West End, I'll do Shakespeare because I'm legitimate now. I have mixed feelings about that. Also very excited to go inside the circle in the square because we've never been inside this theatre before. It's very windy, and if you're wondering why my skin looks great right now, all of this lighting, it's because we are standing in front of the marquees for both Wicked and Romeo and Juliet, which kind of share this building here. We have our tickets. We have collected our tickets. We're now inside the circle in the square for the first time ever.
It's going to get loud. It's a DJ.
Oh. Vibes await us at the bottom of this escalator. This is the scene below. Oh, this is Vibes. Look at all the bears. I have nothing to compare this to because this is my first time seeing the circle in the square, but I like the vibes. Look at these bears. I love them, but also, like, free them because they're cable tied. They are selling a little bear at the merch stand, which Aeron predicted would have a massive line like a Taylor Swift concert, and it does. It does have a massive line, so we're going to go get in that line right now. There is a water fountain over here, my ongoing quest for hydration. We have found the water fountain. We also have some specialty cocktails that I will show you there. $38 includes the logo cup. We have the Capulet, the Montague, and the Poison. That feels like a tough sell. Also specialty mocktails, the Romeo and the Juliet, because they're too young to drink, canonically. The Juliet is fruit punch with cherry syrup and Sprite. The Romeo is lemonade with blue curacao syrup and soda. Is it pink and blue? That seems very needlessly gendered. The Capulet, rum with fruit punch, cherry syrup and Sprite. The Montague, vodka with lemonade, blue curacao syrup and soda. I think the Capulet is winning for me. I feel like I'm a Capulet when it comes to the drinks. And the Poison is Linie? What's that? L-I-N-I-E. I don't know what that is. With ginger ale and lime juice. You know what? I don't want the Poison. It's going to shock you. I don't want the Poison. We got the bear. We successfully got the bear. Name pending. Something Montague.
something Capulet, circle in the bear, I don't know. Options. I'm going to show you this feed of the auditorium to illustrate that it's in the round. The circle in the square is Broadway's In the Round Theatre. Previous tenants here include the revival of Once on This Island, as well as the revival of Godspell, plenty more things. But no filming in the auditorium because they have a pre-show that, in the early previews, I think they were cool and then they changed their mind. So no filming of the pre-show. Maybe in the intermission it's okay to film because there's not a pre-show, but they've said no filming or photos inside the auditorium at all. So until I hear otherwise, we are going to respect that. Do you know what I love about my Broadway experience specifically is ordering an alcoholic cocktail while holding a cuddly toy. That is, I am an adult and a child. Hello, I don't know what your name is yet. Don't know. Now they tell me there is a claw machine here that accepts $1 to play in cash only, one play per person. The game ends 10 minutes before the show begins. But I could have won a bear. I could have won one of these bears, but it's fine. So I got this one. Do I try it and win a I don't need a second bear. I'm just going to regret that. I don't think I would have won anyway. I'm never good at these, but I'd have liked to have tried. Your boy, the bear from Romeo and Juliet, who still doesn't have a name. Name this bear. People of the comments.
You will give it a name before they comment.
I probably will, but right now nothing is speaking to me. He's got such a manic energy. Look how close together his eyes are. I love him.
I'm sorry.
What?
It's Benvolio.
I thought about Benvolio, but I've done the bear. Like I've done that pun specifically, like Bearamy Jordan and Bert from Mary Poppins. Understudy slips from multiple different. We've got Stereophonic. No, look. Who was on for Stereophonic? Look at this. At Stereophonic, the role of Grover was played by Cornelius McMoyler, and at The Outsiders, they've welcomed Andre Malcolm to the ensemble. Look at that. There you go. The aftermath of an evening on Broadway. We're on my favourite street in the whole entire world, which is 45th. Behind us, the Golden, and the Jacobs. In front of us, the Schoenfeld, and the Booth. To the left of us, the Imperial and the Music Box. And Junior's Restaurant, where we're going right now for cheesecake. It's about an hour after a lot of these shows came down. We went to go get post-show dinner. Hashtag real New Yorkers.
Because we didn't have pre-show dinner.
Yeah, because we had not had dinner, in fact. And we went to, where did we go? Hold Fast. We went to Hold Fast. The loaded fries, so good.
They're really good.
I want to go back at some point while we're still here and get the sweet potato crinkle cut fries and also the mousse. Oh, we've got notebook slips as well. The role of Nurse Joanna and others will be played by Kim Ona. Oh, Kim! Now, I'm doing that thing of where I get a piece of Junior's cheesecake and I will start eating it this evening. I will not finish it. I will finish it for breakfast. And I'm proud of that decision. This, I think, is also going to be the end of this. I may give you a stunning little epilogue of me eating cheesecake in bed, which I know you're all dying to see. But this, I think, is the end of part one of the vlog. Tomorrow, we have a two-show day. The day after that, we have a two-show day. And then we have a show on a Monday. So it's going to keep going for us. And you will see that probably like a week on from when you're seeing this. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to Mickey. What's this voice that I've done here?
It's not Sesame Street.
He's a Shakespearean bear. Should he be profound?
You should be even more British than you are.
Maketh short. Subscribe ye.
No subscribers.
Go forth and subscribe to MickeyJoTheatre. comment below with your thoughts.
Anyhow,
been an
thank you so
evening.
much for watching.
Yeah.
I hope to see you again on the next vlog.
See you soon. Bye-bye. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!